Hi, my name is Alania Hill, and I decided to do my project on, uh, this is my project on the All Sides Media Biases chart. My topic was the posting that Donald Trump made of Barack and Michelle Obama as of apes or monkeys. Um, so I'll start with the All Sides Media Biases chart. It's classified. It's a chart that classifies all news organizations according to their overall political perspectives. Um, how does media bias works? Media biases refers to the news um, the way news organizations select, frame, and present information to an audience. Um, Bias can influence stories, um, facts that are highlighted, the language that is used, and how the events is framed. Just sidebar, bias does not always mean that the information is wrong, but it also shapes how the audience interprets the information that's given or the issue at hand. So my five news organizations that I selected was MSNBC, CNN, BBC News, Fox News, and the New York Post. MSN, when they first reported the news, they portrayed and framed the video as an example of racism um, that connected the history of racial events and facts surrounding Donald Trump. Their coverage highlighted historical significance, portraying Black people as apes and discussing the social consequences of the post made by our president. The rhetorical strategies, ethos, pathos, logos, and I also use tone. Um, Ethos featured the civil rights advocates and political analysts. Pathos, they highlighted the emotional harm and trauma associated with the racist image. Logos, they referenced the history of anti-Black and racist stereotypes. And their tone, to me, seemed very urgent. Then I have CNN, which is lean left, lane left. CNN basically CNN basically reported that President Trump. Oops, sorry. Okay. CNN basically reported that President Trump shared the video and then removed it after receiving lots of criticism. Their coverage emphasized that the clip was racist and it received criticism from the Democratic Party and the Republican officials. Their rhetorical strategy that they used, ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos, they relied on the official statements and the White House responses. Pathos, they focused basically on the public outrage and how it's how it looked to have posted something like this during Black History Month. Logos, the time that the post was made, and then the time that it was deleted, and also the reaction of the audience. Then my third is BBC News. BBC News, They described the video as containing a racist clip of Barack Obama. They reported that the sequence of events that the sequence of events was basically not okay, and that they received a lot of criticism from the Republican Party. Then the White House had the explanation of that a staff member had posted the video. So basically, BBC News said that the clip was racist, and that their report focused mainly on the criticism of the Republicans, right? And then they had how the White House explained that it was a mistaken post by a staff member. No one took full accountability for it. Their rhetorical strategies, ethos, is that they seem to have relied heavily on the official sources, and direct quotations from the White House. Their pathos, they did not have any emotional language when reporting this article. Logos, they've presented more factual context. Their tone seemed very informational and neutral. And then I have the New York Post. This is my last one. Let me see. Yes. Then I have New York Post. New York Post, they reported that the video was posted and was immediately deleted. The White House also explained that the staff member mistakenly posted the video, and that it was immediately removed once the issue was identified. The article included that they received they also put out that Donald Trump received criticism from both Republican and Democratic officials, but mostly Republican Senator Tim Scott, that quote unquote called it the most racist thing he's ever seen. They did not focus on the racist image for real. They more so devoted more of an administrative explanation on the responses of the White House. Their ethos and pathos and logos was that the ethos was that the statements from the White House officials and the Republican senators, their pathos was the strong quotations from critics, especially Tim Scott. Their logos was that the presented timeline and the backlash of the post, and then the removal of the post. Their tone was more defensive and left out, meaning really. It was mostly defense. Okay, so then my 3 viewpoints on independent journalists, YouTubers, and TikTokers, and more non-traditional reporters or street journalists. Their coverage, they characterized the video mostly as an example of racism. They were very passionate, strongly critical. They were emotionally engaging with like, I guess, their targeted audience. Let's see. More of a conservative or independent commentators,